CarniVLOG number 7. I don't know why that was so funny. Maybe I'm delirious. I just dropped all the kids off. I'm ready to go. Got my brown t-shirt on. This is one of my little $3 t-shirts. This is my uniform and some big old boots. Ready to get some work done today. Greg and I must go shopping for bathroom cabinets, sinks, and all the faucets so that some guys can come to our house this week, the plumber, etc., do the grout on the tile in the bathrooms and get 3 out of the 4 new bathrooms up and running. This is exciting. CarniVLOG number 7. I am encouraged and excited, and I think I can make this pretty quick. It's 7:36. Let's see. I'm 21 days sober. And this is what I'm realizing. I started Brightline Eating October 24th, 2019. That started a journey for me of getting free from sugar and flour addiction. When I was doing that, I immediately joined Celebrate Recovery because I was like, this is going to be challenging. And it was, but it was very, very motivating also. It was kind of like, it was difficult. It took planning and preparation and meal prep and it took some focus and it took a community. Thank you. Many of you have been with me this whole time. Well, actually, I did it myself from October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. I didn't put a Brightline Eating video out on YouTube until I'd done Brightline Eating for 7 months. But I did have community in the sense that I was going to Celebrate Recovery for sugar addiction. And I was thinking, okay, I can do this, but I don't think I can do it for the rest of my life. I'll do it for 7 days at a time, from a Tuesday to a Tuesday. And then I'll go in there and I'll earn my chips for recovery. And I genuinely thought I was off sugar and flour. And in some ways I was. In some ways I was not. So for the first 10 months of Brightline Eating, I lost a ton of weight. And my mom was like, wow. And I said, I know, but I'm still not free because the 4 bright lines were no sugar, no flour, 3 meals a day, weighed and measured. Is that what the 4 bright lines are? I think that's right. Yeah. No sugar, no flour, no snacking, weighed and measured. I did 10 months of no sugar and no flour. I'm doing little air quotes here because fruit has sugar. So I was ingesting sugar, but so does Jif peanut butter, like legit sugar, second ingredient type sugar. And I was not following these 2 lines exactly correctly. Like any good nerd, I was still holding myself accountable. So in theory, I was sticking to the portions because in theory, if you averaged it out over a week's time, I would still have been intaking the same amount of calories. But there were days where I would have and I've talked about this on my channel before, so I won't go into it too much. If you want to find more on this, just watch my other 600 videos and you'll find it in there. I'm kidding. There'd be no way to archive or find this information, but I know I've said it before. If I wanted more protein, and by protein I mean peanut butter, trust me, I was never overdoing it on the turkey. I would go ahead and have my 2 ounces of peanut butter, and then I remember one day I had 2 more, and then 2 more. So all in one sitting, I had 6 ounces of peanut butter. So for the next 3 days, I just did not have a protein. No sugar, no flour, but I was, yes, weighing and measuring, but anyways, I was binging is what I was doing. And to look back now, I was binging on sugar. So at month 10, we went on a trip and I broke my flour line with some fried food at the girls and I had all gone, Greg, Clara, Mary, and myself had gone an entire year without drinking one soda. So we took them on an overnight plane trip to like South Carolina, Charleston maybe. And when the plane landed, we went to this little seaside restaurant and I ate some hush puppies and it was on from there. I ate flour on that trip, and when I got back, I remember thinking, well, my goodness, I've broken 3 lines. Might as well make this a clean break. So I got into the cabinet and got some chocolate after 11 months of no chocolate and marshmallows. And I ate half a Hershey's standing there in this little duplex that we were renting because we had moved out so that we could put foundation in our home that had never had a foundation before. Built in 1829 on piles of rocks, and the floor fell through. Like the girls were playing and you could like see dirt. 200 years of termites. It needed a concrete footer. Anyways, I'm realizing now that 10 or 11 months of no sugar, no flour. Well, from there, it was very hard to ever come up with anything like that string again. How many days would that have been? Somewhere like 200 and 300 days, something like that. Somewhere around that, 300 days. I don't know. The closest I got was 56 days. Before, on December 12th, 2020, we went and picked up those poodles, and I binged my way to St. Louis because Greg needed me to drive and I'd only gotten 3 hours of sleep. Blah, blah, blah. That was a 56-day streak I broke. What I'm realizing now, and I'm so encouraged and excited about this, is that this 21 days is truly my first 21 days of being legitimately off sugar and flour. Prior to these 21 days, Greg and I did 16 from April 1st to April 17th, Easter. Easter involved some sugar and flour. So we started the day after Easter. It's been 21 days now, and I'm so encouraged. And this is what I'm sharing with you on CarniVLOG number 7, is that any good rehab, right, for any type of drug addiction is going to be a minimum of 30 days. Usually it's a lot of times 30, 60, or 90 days. So I keep journaling, and anytime I'm having a carb craving, which I've been talking about this on here, I'm killing it. I'm doing so awesome. Distinguishing the difference between true hunger and a craving. A craving is, I'm hungry for Rice Krispie treats. That's not hunger. When I'm hungry, I want a medium ribeye. That's hunger. And when I'm not hungry and I'm wanting Rice Krispie treats, I could not stomach a medium ribeye or 2 big old burger patties, or I could probably stomach some bacon. That's why burgers is Kelly Hogan's litmus test for is she hungry or not, because there's some self-regulation there. You can't eat a big pile of, I just think of them as bricks. They're just bricks. You cannot ingest a bunch of bricks unless you're actually hungry. But you can ingest a bunch of carbs, even when you're not hungry, because they're like fluff. They're fluffy. You don't hardly have to chew them, literally. And then when they melt on your tongue, they just disseminate. They just poof into your body. And then they poof into your arms, legs, thighs, belly. Everything becomes poofier. Poof! It's like magic. Poof. Jill. Ding. Okay. So I'm distinguishing the difference between true hunger and a carb craving. And what I've been doing lately is I just go to my journal and I write, oh my gosh, I'd love a bunch of popcorn right now. Or I called Greg yesterday from the magic show. I was like, Greg, I sure would like some of this popcorn. I said, but you know what? I was telling him, I said, I'd really like about 4 sleeves of it. I said, I don't want 1 sleeve. I want, and he said, all the popcorn. I said, that's exactly right. I'm going to ask them, how much for your popcorn maker? Give me a price. I'll write a check. I want it all. I want to sit there with that popcorn machine in my lap and just munch and munch and let dopamine be released in my pleasure centers of my brain. The back here, the, what's that called? Amygdala? That could be wrong. It's not the prefrontal cortex. It's when your limbic system, I don't know. Back here, this part of the brain. Not the part you want in control. Limbic system. What in the world is ambigula? Let's move on. Don't quote me. In case you didn't know this, I'm not a doctor. Don't quote me on some stuff. I got some other quotes worth quoting, in my humble opinion. Let's see. I want all the popcorn. So I write in my journal. I write, the sun's going down, my energy's going down, ghrelin is going up, time for bed. But this is what is so encouraging to me. It's so encouraging to me to think that I'm 21 days in of, for the first time, so this has a newness to it. Isaiah says, a new thing has begun. Don't you perceive it? I am perceiving it. 21 days of sober. Arguably for the first time ever. And as I tear off my little days every day, my 100-day tear-off calendar. Lisa, I'm so glad you got yourself one. They're pretty great, aren't they? I'm realizing I will be doing myself a great kindness to just think of these 100 days as that 90-day rehab. And give myself time and grace and space to continue carving out new pathways, new neural pathways in my brain, where I'm learning how to fuel my body, how to operate with only animal products, how to time things right, how to navigate this, when and how to expect energy. Ironically, if I eat a big meal in the afternoon, it is the opposite of from before. It's like I talk about in one of my vlogs, helicopter versus airplane. The carbohydrates gave me an instant lift. The airplane is money in the bank. The airplane, I don't lift for hours. I don't feel the effects of that good energy for hours. I'm feeling fantastic right now. And it is from whatever I ate yesterday. It's not from donuts and biscuits and pancakes and bacon and orange juice and strudels that I just ate this morning. It's an entirely different way of functioning, and I'm very excited and very encouraged and wanted to share with you all that that I've had this realization that this is the first time I've been off sugar and flour. And I've already beaten my record because I did it once for 16 days starting April 1st. And I've beaten that record. I'm now on day 21. So this is a whole new beginning for me, a whole new experience with sobriety, one that has more integrity than my first go around. As far as physiologically, as far as physically, my body would tell you it's more sober than ever. If my body could talk, if my body could talk, it would tell you I'm not spiking the insulin with Jif peanut butter. I'm not spiking the insulin with bananas and frozen grapes and banana ice cream and even the carbohydrates from complex grains, like complex carbohydrates and grains and rice and Ezekiel bread. And it's all new and it's exciting. And it's very motivating to keep going because I'm realizing, oh my goodness, I am having a carb craving here or there. Very rarely is it a physical craving anymore. It's mentally or emotionally. It's late at night. It's when ghrelin's kicking in. It's when all of a sudden something just looks good. And I'm navigating those so well. So honestly, Emily, this is for you. This video is for you, Emily, your future self. You are killing it. You're doing awesome. You are navigating these carb cravings so gracefully and so well and so effectively. And they are few and they're far between, and it's gonna get better. It's just gonna keep getting better and better because you're on day 21 of, let's just say, 90 days of rehab. The other 10 will be a bonus, and then it'll be your 20th anniversary with Greg. So much to celebrate. This vehicle is getting overhauled. I can tell it's running on red meat. There's a t-shirt for you. Running on red meat. In fact, I was telling Greg this morning, I said, my goodness, I was telling him a lot of this. I said, we are for the first time really off sugar and flour. I said, it's like meat and hot sauce and mustard. And he said, yeah, and we dip the meat in meat fat. I said, that's right. We take delicious meat and then we dip it in salty fat. We're just cracking up. Our kitchen is so fatty right now. Like there's fat in the sink and there's fat all over there's fat all over the stove. All the pots and pans have fat in them. It's just like animal fat everywhere. It's like our whole kitchen is just greased up. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share. I am 21 days sober in a lot of ways for the first time ever. I love you dearly. And here's a quote. I just told Cassie this up underneath my organized medicine cabinet. If you've got a bunch of medicine, you need to organize it. You might like my video. Life is a process. Let's process it together. Thank you for processing this with me. Lisa, you go, girl. I have a lot of people tell me, I tried this and I tried that, and so now I'm doing this. I tell them, you go, girl. Keep going. Keep troubleshooting and find what works. And if nothing else, find a whole bunch of things that don't. Just keep narrowing things out. But the main thing is to keep going. Just keep going. Keep trying things. It's all progress. There's no such thing as back to square one. We are in this together and we are making progress. That's it. I love you. We'll talk again soon. Bye.